This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. So today's Shiur, we're going to be recording them as well because there's no Shiur tonight, and all the learning today should be Le'ilai Nishmas Leah Fega Bas Moshe. Her yahrzeit is Tishbav. Lahavda ben Chaim L'chaim Rav Donald has been really one of the foundations of our Shiur for over 10 years. So we want to be Mavarichim that everyone should have Gesund, Besuras Toivos, and only good news. And her Shama should have an Aliyah B'Gan Eden Teheh Menuchasa. Okay, so I want to speak out a few interesting things. This morning, I was intrigued by the number of Pesukim in Megillas Eicha. Eicha, of course, was written by Yirmiyah, and Paragimel was where Yirmiyah says Ani HaGever. Ani HaGever, the Stipler says, is B'Gematria Yirmiyahu. And interestingly and amazingly, and we should speak about this on another occasion, that Yirmiyah was actually the Gilgal of Shloimeh HaMelech, who built the first Beis HaMikdash, and he actually reincarnated to witness the destruction of it. And Yirmiyah penned 154 Pesukim in Megillas Eicha. What is the significance of this tally of Pesukim? So first we go to the Roikeach. The Roikeach, of course, is one of the masters of the secrets of the Torah. And the Roikeach points out, Kuf Nun Daled Pesukim Be'eicha. This corresponds to 154 parshiyos in the Torah. Now, what does that mean, 154 parshiyos in the Torah? Presumably that means Peis and Samachs. In other words, not Bereshis Nayach Lechacha, but parshiyos refer to passages in the Torah. There are 154 parshiyos in the Chumash. Because we were exiled, the Roikeach says, because we violated the Torah. Ki galu al sha'avru Torah. So that's one significance of 154. Then I started realizing that maybe there's another way to play around with this, because the truth is they're really 155 because we lay in Hashivenu a second time. So maybe there's a significance to that. I was thinking, and then right before the Shiur, I came across a Tosfos. This is Tosfos on Tanakh. This is the Tosfos Hashalem, and in the Tosfos Hashalem, he brings, this was put together by Rabbi Yaakov Gliss, there are 154 Pesukim in Eicha, because we violated 154 Sisrei Torah. Now what that means is not clear. What does that mean we violated 154 Sisrei Torah? And then Tosfos says an amazing fact, Kuf Nun Dalet Shana Me'achaz Ad Tzidkiah. There are 154 years from Achaz until Tzidkiah that the Malchei Yisrael were subjugated to the Malchei Ashur until the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. So 154 Pesukim in Eicha corresponds to the 150 years that we were subjugated by the Malchei Ashur. And then, amazingly, the Balei Tosfos write, and when we repeat the Pasuk Hashivenu, we get Kuf Nun Hey, Koine, because how does the Toichacha end? You will be sold to the Goyim, V'ein Koine, with no purchaser. And there are 155 years from when Shloimeh built the Beis HaMikdash until it was checked and restored by Yoash. Okay, this is very interesting. Then, once we're on the subject, we mentioned on a Monday, and then I said it again on Sunday evening, the Maral learns that the code of Eicha is that there Aleph, Beis, and Daled are three Eichas, Paragimel is Ani HaGever, with 3 Pesukim for each letter of the Aleph, Beis. And the Maral gave 2 explanations. One was that Aleph, Beis, and Daled is connected by Yis Rishon, where they violated the 36 Chayvei Krisos, B'Gematria Eicha. Parak Gimel is by Yis Sheni, which they violated Sinas Chinam, which is Shakol, connected the big 3, that's why each letter has 3 Pesukim. Or Parak Aleph, Beis, and Daled corresponds to the 3 tragedies that happened to Klal Yisrael, be it exile, be it hunger, be it the sword, and the third parak corresponds to captivity. But here, Tosfos says an amazing thing. Tosfos says, first of all, there are 7 aleph bases. How's that? You have parak aleph, parak beis, parak dalet is 3. 3 in parak gimel, that's 6. And then parak hey is 22 psukim, even though it doesn't go in the order of the aleph base, but it's corresponding to the 22 letters of the aleph base. So 7 aleph bases connected the 7 days of the week. Then the Tosfos says like this: the 3 aleph bases of Eicha are Keneged Bavel, Madai, and Yavan. Aniya Gever is Keneged Edom, which is corresponding to all the Golosim. And Zechar Hashem Ehayolanu is Keneged Goigu Magoig, which will conclude with Hashivenu Hashem Eilecha V'Nashuva. So that's also very interesting. The 3 Eichas correspond to the 3 lesser Golosim, and Parak Gimel corresponds to Edom. Then the Tosfos brings the Medrash Tadshe. There are 154 psukim in Eicha, communion the years that the Malchei Yisrael were nishtabed, and the Malchei Yehuda were nishtabed to Melech Ashur, from Achaz until the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. And what about the 155th? The year it was destroyed is Keneged Hashivenu. Why do we repeat Hashivenu twice? This corresponds to the pasuk in Yeshaya, Yosef Hashem Shenis Yadai. God will once again send out His house toward us, His hand toward us. And then just one more thought, which is basically what we've mentioned, that it's quoted, it's brought in the Sefer Kisvei Rabbi Avram Epstein, that he also brings this Medrash Tadshe. There are 154 psukim in Eicha, communion the years that the Malchei Yisrael were nishtabed to Melech Ashur, from Achaz until the Beis HaMikdash, and then the repetition of Hashivenu is connected the year that the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. Then he says the 154 psukim are connected the 154 psukim in Torah's Moshe, which l'chayra what he means is the 154 parshios in Torah's Moshe. Okay, Rabbi says, so here are some of the secrets of the tally of psukim of Eicha. But then this morning I also saw in a sefer called Zimras Yehuda, which is basically a sefer of poems in which he weaves different interesting ideas. He says that there are 154 psukim of Eicha. The siman is kadim. Kadim means advanced or early. This demonstrates that although Hashem had to destroy the Beis HaMikdash, we always walk kadima lahakim. We're always front and center in the mind's eye of Hashem. Don't think because we have to endure the Eicha, somehow we've been cast away and we're not important. Be'enei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. No, we're always kadim, we're always front and center. So these are some of the secrets of the significance of the number of psukim in Megillas Eicha. So that's our first offering for today.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.